Your attention is your life. This sounds simple, but if you truly understand it, it can change the way you live. William James, one of the most influential psychologists and philosophers in history, understood something very deep about the human mind. He understood that attention is not just looking at something. Attention is the mind choosing something. Out of all the possible things in the world, your mind selects one thing, brings it forward, and makes it important. One thought, one fear, one desire, one memory, one image, one person, one goal, and everything else for a moment disappears into the background. This is the hidden power of attention. It decides what becomes real to you. Two people can live in the same city, walk on the same street, hear the same sounds and see the same world, but their experience of life can be completely different. Why? Because they are attending to different things. One person sees opportunity, another person sees threat, one person sees beauty, another person sees comparison, one person sees a lesson, another person sees humiliation. The world is not only what happens outside of you, the world is also what your attention selects inside of you. And this is why guarding your attention may be one of the greatest lessons in life. Because your attention is not passive. It creates your experience. It feeds your emotions. It shapes your desires. It trains your habits. It slowly builds the person you become. Where your attention goes, your energy goes. Where your energy goes, your actions go. And where your actions go, your future begins to form. Most people think their life is shaped only by big decisions. The career they choose, the person they marry, the country they live in, the money they make, the mistakes they avoid. But before every big decision, there is something smaller and more silent: attention. Before you choose something, you notice it. Before you desire something, you give it space in your mind. Before you fear something, you imagine it again and again. Before you become obsessed with something, you repeat your attention toward it. Your attention is the first gate. And today, the whole world is fighting for that gate. Social media wants your attention. Advertising wants your attention. Entertainment wants your attention. Porn wants your attention. News wants your attention. Politics wants your attention. Drama wants your attention. Beautiful images want your attention. Other people's opinions want your attention. Even your own insecurities want your attention. Everything is asking for access to your mind. And if you do not guard the door, your mind becomes a public place. Anyone can enter. Anything can stay. Any fear can sit there. Any desire can grow there. Any image can control your mood. Any stranger can disturb your peace. And slowly you begin to live a life that was not fully chosen by you. You wake up in the morning. Before you even ask yourself how you feel, you check your phone. Before you decide what matters today, the algorithm decides for you. Before you remember your own goals, you are already watching other people's lives. You see their bodies, their money, their beauty, their success, their relationships, their vacations, their confidence, their perfect moments. And before your day has even begun, your attention has already been taken. Your mood has already been shaped. Your desires have already been manipulated. Your peace has already been disturbed. You did not choose your first thought. You did not choose your first emotion. You did not choose the first image that entered your mind. The world chose it for you. This is why attention is not a small subject. It is not only about productivity. It is not only about studying better or working harder. It is about freedom. Because if you cannot direct your own attention, something else will direct it for you. And whatever directs your attention begins to influence your life. William James understood that attention is selection. To pay attention to one thing means to withdraw from other things. That is the forgotten side of attention. Attention is not only saying yes, it is also saying no. It is saying, this deserves my mind, and this does not. This deserves my energy, and this does not. This deserves space inside me, and this does not. Without this power, the mind becomes scattered. And a scattered mind cannot build a strong life. A scattered mind reacts to everything. It compares everything. It desires everything. It fears everything. It opens the door to every notification, every temptation, every insult, every memory, every fantasy, every opinion. And then the person wonders, why am I tired? Why am I anxious? Why can I not focus? Why do I feel empty? Why do I not know what I want? Maybe the answer is not that life is too hard. Maybe the answer is that your attention is everywhere except where your life actually is. Your body is here, but your mind is in 1,000 places. Your hands are working, but your thoughts are comparing. Your eyes are open, but your attention is trapped in fear. You are alive, but your mind is rented by things that do not care about your future. This is one of the great tragedies of modern life. People are constantly connected, but deeply disconnected from themselves. They know what strangers are doing. They know what celebrities are wearing. They know what is trending. They know what everyone is angry about. They know what everyone is buying. But they do not know what they truly want. They do not know what they are avoiding. They do not know what kind of life they are building. Because their attention has been scattered everywhere. And a scattered attention creates a scattered life. The modern world does not only sell products. It sells desires. It sells comparison. It sells insecurity. It sells fantasies. It sells fear. But before it sells you anything, it must first capture your attention. Before they sell you beauty, they must make you feel ugly. Before they sell you status, they must make you feel behind. Before they sell you pleasure, they must make you restless. Before they sell you anger, they must make you emotionally addicted. Before they sell you escape, they must make your real life feel boring. This is why guarding your attention is self-defense. It is not weakness. It is not being boring. It is not avoiding the world. It is strength. It is discipline. It is self-respect. Because not everything deserves access to your mind. Not every thought deserves to be entertained. Not every person deserves your emotional reaction. Not every beautiful image deserves your desire. Not every argument deserves your anger. Not every memory deserves your suffering. Not every notification deserves your time. Some things are not there to help you. They are there to hook you. They are there to weaken your focus. They are there to make you easier to control. They are there to turn your mind into a marketplace. And once your mind becomes a marketplace, everything inside you is for sale. Your insecurity becomes profitable. Your loneliness becomes profitable. Your anger becomes profitable. Your lust becomes profitable. Your boredom becomes profitable. Your fear becomes profitable. This is why attention is sacred. Because attention is where your inner world begins. If you give attention to fear every day, fear grows. If you give attention to resentment every day, resentment grows. If you give attention to lust every day, lust grows. If you give attention to comparison every day, insecurity grows. But the opposite is also true. If you give attention to discipline, discipline grows. If you give attention to learning, intelligence grows. If you give attention to your body, health grows. If you give attention to your work, skill grows. If you give attention to silence, peace grows. If you give attention to your purpose, direction grows. Attention is like sunlight. Whatever you place under it begins to grow. So the question is not only what do I want from life? The deeper question is, what am I feeding with my attention every day? You may say you want success, but where is your attention? You may say you want peace, but where is your attention? You may say you want confidence, but where is your attention? You may say you want a meaningful life, but where is your attention? Because your future is not built only by your dreams, it is built by your repeated attention. A man can destroy his life without one dramatic mistake. He can destroy it slowly by giving his attention to the wrong things every day. A little distraction, a little comparison, a little resentment, a little fear, a little cheap pleasure, a little more scrolling, a little more escape, a little more time wasted on things that make him weaker. And after years, he wakes up and realizes his life was not stolen all at once. It was taken piece by piece through his attention. That is why the art of life is also the art of attention. To know what to look at, to know what to ignore, to know what deserves your energy, to know what must be left outside the gate. This does not mean you become cold. It does not mean you become isolated. It does not mean you stop enjoying life. It means you become conscious. You can enjoy beauty without worshipping it. You can use technology without being used by it. You can hear criticism without losing yourself. You can face fear without feeding it. You can live in society without letting society live inside your head. This is self-mastery, not running away from the world, but choosing what enters your mind. Because the mind is not a public street, it is your inner kingdom, and every kingdom needs a guardian. Every morning before you touch your phone, ask yourself, who will direct my attention today, me or the world? Before you scroll, ask, is this making me stronger or weaker? Before you react, ask, does this deserve my energy? Before you desire something, ask, is this desire truly mine or was it planted in me? Before you worry, ask, is this problem real or is my attention being trapped by imagination? These questions are simple, but they return power to you. They make you conscious again. They remind you that your mind belongs to you. And this is one of the highest forms of freedom, because the strongest people are not the ones who react to everything. They are the ones who can choose what deserves their reaction. They can sit with discomfort, they can delay pleasure, they can ignore noise, they can focus on what matters. They can say no to things that feel good now but weaken them later. That is real power. Not just physical power, not just money, not just status, but the power to own your own attention. Because if you cannot control your attention, someone else will rent your mind and use it for their purpose. They will sell you products through your insecurity. They will sell you fantasies through your loneliness. They will sell you anger through your fear. They will sell you distraction through your boredom, and you will think you are choosing freely. But many of your choices will only be the result of repeated attention. So protect it. Protect your attention like you protect your money. Protect it like you protect your home. Protect it like you protect your body. Because attention is the beginning of everything. A better life begins with better attention. A stronger mind begins with cleaner attention. A deeper peace begins with protected attention. And a meaningful future begins when you finally decide, I will no longer give my life energy to everything that asks for it. I will choose. I will direct. I will guard. This is William James's warning for the modern world. Your attention is not a toy. It is not something small. It is the doorway to your reality. What you attend to becomes your world, and what you repeatedly attend to becomes your life. So guard your attention. Guard it from noise. Guard it from manipulation. Guard it from cheap pleasure. Guard it from useless fear. Guard it from people who only bring confusion. Guard it from systems that profit from your weakness. And then direct it. Direct it toward your purpose, toward your body, toward your work, toward your discipline, toward your peace, toward the people you truly love, toward the future you are trying to build. Because in the end, your life will not only be shaped by what happens to you, it will be shaped by what you gave your mind to. Your attention is your life, and your life is too valuable to be stolen by things that do not deserve it.